Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and I'm here today with set number 44021, Splitter Beast versus Furno and Evo. This is from Hero Factory Invasion from Below. This is ages 8 to 14, has 108 pieces, includes 2 minifigures per se, and was released in 2010, if I remember correctly. No, 2014? That's the right one. And, well, the price for it originally was $20 in the United States, which is, ouch! That's a lot to put in for only 108 pieces. But considering they're construction pieces, they're usually more valuable. So, let's take a closer look at this set right now. We're going to look at Evo and Furno in just a little bit. We're going to focus on the main monster up front. So this guy is actually a pretty interesting color scheme. Mostly black, some gunmetal, some dark bluish gray, but the highlights are the orange, trans orange, and I want to say azure. A very, very light blue in there. Kind of a nice mix between them just to make it, very, reactive and monstrous. This has a very big build to it compared to some of the other monsters from Invasion from Below. And it also has some interesting liberties. For example, it has a bunch of posability, which is always good, but it has it for 1, 2, 3 points on each leg, and then it has 2 arms with slightly different posability on them. This one has another joint of posability because it has that additional piece in there, so it can hold the street lamp. And you could actually move that up and down if you like, or it's side to side. You can even move each of the individual fingers to get some creepy outlines for it. So a lot of ways you can pose the figure, and even all these little accents on the back of it allow some posability as well. You also have the head, which has a few points of articulation, 2, I believe, in each neck. So you can move this back and move it to the side as well. Also, the heads themselves are a little bit recolored, a little bit reprinted, and flipped upside down from each other. So you can tell one has more of an underbite, one has more of an overbite, but they are the same pieces used for 2 different head designs, and I think that's actually pretty cool. It also has some printing along there to show that it has multiple eyes on each side, and you can also move the mouths up and down, so you can have some chomping action, or just ferocious roaring with your Splitter Beast. Now, why is it called the Splitter Beast? This is an interesting play feature, and part of the larger price point for this set. If you pop this part off the back, you actually get 2 creatures in one. So this tail actually sticks with this creature. I thought it actually went with the other one. But you can actually have 2 creatures going around and wrecking the city of Makahiro City. And, you're not really getting too much out of the smaller one, but you get some little posability parts, It has its own points of articulation on here, as I mentioned before. You can move this around and just twist his head around like that and create some more havoc. And I think that's actually pretty cool. And I think that's why it's a larger set, because, or at least a benefit of it being a larger set and having a larger price point, because it's like you're buying 2 sets in one. And, a lot of joints you can play around with and mix parts, so you can have a lot more combinations for making the figures. So, let's take a look now at our figures. The smaller ones, that is. In this set, we have micro versions of Furno and Evo. And most of these Hero Factory micro figures are relatively the same build, but they do have some unique colors to each of them to identify them from each other. You also have the helmets themselves, which are unique molds, and the heads underneath them to give more, access to the eyes, and some of the other parts are blank heads, which is actually one of the reasons why a lot of people liked these back then. In the standard building system, it gives more opportunity for monochrome figures. But to us, it's just a cool way of, showing more light through the figures' heads and not having to print eyes or anything on them. They also have these printed tiles on each of their chests for the Hero Factory logo. You do get an additional one as a spare in the set, and you can use that however you like. You also have this 1x2 tile that's on the side of Evo's arm, which you can move around, and also has some really nice detail on there for like a small computer screen. Each of them has a different weapon. This one is based on Ninjago. This one's been used in various sci-fi themes and superhero themes. And in just a moment, we'll take everything off and get to see the skeleton underneath them. Did you think I was joking when I said skeletons? Yes, the skeleton pieces that are making up their torso are the same exact ones that are used in more of the modern skeleton figures. Ones that would have, particularly articulated joints on the arms and on the legs. And it's actually a pretty nice use of them, and the armor pieces are actually pretty cool, even if you use those with regular minifigures, like how they're used later on with Ultra Agents for the villain Drill X. And for this, you do actually use these pieces in a couple different sets. I specifically remember that they're used with the LEGO Dimensions starter pack to make Expo. The arms are making up the robot's arms on there. The legs also have a couple points where you could add stuff, usually on the back of them. If you take a look on my channel, I have another review from Hero Factory Invasion from Below, where you get to see that happen with bulk. So you can check out that video for seeing how that's attached. And I gotta say, they're actually pretty cool. It's actually a bit taller than your average minifigure, but I still think it has a good robot look to them. All that nice printing and molding inside of them, it looks really nice. And if you thought that chain that both of them are carrying is supposed to be some homage to Knuckles Chaotix, it's not. Am I dating myself by saying that? Anywho, it's really just to Star Wars their way out of the situation, so they can trip over each of these monsters and find a way to tie them up or exterminate them. So, pretty interesting builds. I think it's actually pretty cool that they have two figures that you can put together, make one more massive figure, and kind of use the arms to give more accent to this larger figure. And yeah, it's a bit big on the price point, but like I said, if you consider that it's two figures for the price of one, it's not that bad. Because usually the smaller sets would be somewhere around $10 each for just one of these kinds of figures. So, not too bad if you think of it that way, but still, I'd recommend getting it on clearance. I personally did that, and it's pretty nice. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. What did you guys think about this set? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if I dated myself with saying Knuckles Chaotix, because I don't know many people who actively know about that game. If you want to see more about Hero Factory on my channel, you can check out the Hero Factory playlist, and even some of the Bionicle playlists, because they do share some of those parts in Generation 2 of Bionicle. We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.